Hello everyone. So today we have a HydraQuad. This one's a little different. I love the look of this thing. And I think this is the brand or the name of the company. Wowee. I got this at Target and I paid just under $50 for it. And I thought it was a pretty cool looking drone, something different. I love the color, or colors, and let's give it a try. Here's the front of the box. Ages 14 plus. Here's this side of the box. Okay. It shows it flying, shows it in the water, and it shows it on the ground. Here's the back of the box. HydraQuad hybrid air to water stunt drone. Okay, you guys can read the rest of that. And again, I got this at Target. It was under $50, just under 50 bucks. Okay. So we're gonna open this up. We're gonna fly it around. I'm not gonna be able to go outside and do the water stunts, but I'm gonna try to come up with something inside the house here so I can show you what it does in water. So, all right, so I'm gonna open this up and we'll go from there. All right, let's open this up. The one side I didn't show. Okay. Sorry about that. So let's open this up. There's a piece of tape right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but there you go. Another piece right here. There we go. So as you can see, there's two sides to the packaging. One side has a box, or it looks like a box, and the other side has the drone. So I'm gonna take this box out first. Not that easy. I think what I'm going to do is just open this lid and see what comes out. Okay. Oh wow. So what I did is just pull this out, and on the back of the cardboard there's a package. Here's the package. We'll open that in a little bit. Remote. And that is all that I see in there. I'm going to unfold that part just to make sure there's nothing underneath it. And I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but there's nothing else in the box. On that side, I should say. you go. So that side's done and empty. Take this out. Okay. And here is the drone. Oh wow. It's got some weight to it. It doesn't feel cheap. Oh wow. Very cool. Okay, so it's got some kind of board here. A little connector for, I'm sure, the battery. That's very cool. And that's what that looks like. Again, it's got some weight to it, so it feels like a quality product. The plastic doesn't feel cheap. It feels like it's got some give. It feels thicker. It's kind of pliable. It doesn't feel like, you know, you can break it easy. It actually feels like it can take a hit. Okay. I like this thing. Let me measure it for you guys just to show you how big it is. So, this little drone is about 8 inches by, let's say, 5.5. And I want to say like 2 inches tall. Yep. So again, I like the way it looks. The color combo looks real good. But I do notice that it's got some scratches on the clear coat. But that's no biggie. They're kind of all over the place. But the unit doesn't look used. But there's little faint scratches everywhere. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Let's take a look at the remote real quick. These top buttons seem to click. Okay. That seems to be the throttle. The controller seems good. Alright. It's a good size. It doesn't feel small at all. That's actually one of the bigger remotes that I have. I like it. Put that aside. And we have this package. Let's see what's inside. So the most important part of this whole drone, instructions. Let's see if they have an English version. Okay. That seems to be some other languages. Here we go. So here's the English version, which is great. Nice and simple. And like I say in all my videos, before you get any new drone, Always read this before you fly it. Helps big time. Okay, I just want to open this other one up just to see what language it's in. Maybe it'll help you guys. I think this one's in Spanish. Okay, it says on here 3.7 volt. Okay, 800 milliamp. This is a nice battery. It's a decent size. It's got some weight to it. This should last a pretty long time. Okay. I'm trying to see if it's a LiPo. I mean, it looks like a LiPo to me. And what I mean by a LiPo is a lithium polymer battery. And it's also got this piece of foam on the bottom of the battery. And I kind of like these batteries because if you ever want to buy more batteries, you could just go with an aftermarket one around the same size within the same voltage and have extra batteries for cheap. So here's the charger. There's a plugger. And this seems to be the kind of charger that'll glow when it's charging or done. So we'll see that once we start charging the battery. And of course, some extra propellers. And they are numbered, or they do have a certain spot. These both say A2, and this one says B1. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it's on the bottom side of the wing. So if you guys ever go to change these out, just make sure you place the right one in the right spot. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is charge the battery pack. This gauge wire feels thick. It's not easily unfolding. There we go. And this is, it only goes in one way. As you can see, there's a shape to it. Put that together. Fits perfectly. And let's see what happens when I plug it in. There we go. So when the battery's charging, the charger lights up. Alright, so I read through this manual. First thing I want to say about this manual is it's very clear to understand, and there's a lot of helpful information. So right away, one thing I want to point out is that the front of this drone is the yellow side, which is that side right there. That's considered the front of the drone. There is a turbo button, which is the top left, and the stunt button is on the top right. And the joysticks do the same as a drone, but those slightly change when you go into the ground mode and water mode. So if you have this drone, I recommend you definitely read this. This battery is at 3.7 volt, 800 milliamp, okay? And it says on here that it takes 75 minutes to charge, all right? Funny thing is, it says that the battery is a lithium-ion battery. Okay, but when I first looked at the battery or saw the battery, it looks like a LiPo battery. Okay, so it says lithium-ion here, and on this side over here, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it does say LiPo. Okay, and with any LiPo, you got to be real careful. You got to respect that battery pack and get yourself one of these. It's a charging bag, just in case anything was to happen with the battery while it was charging. There is no issue. It's just a bag that you put the battery in while it's charging, and if there was any kind of problem with the battery, the bag will contain, you know, if there's a fire or something, it'll contain it within the bag. Another thing I want to point out here is runtime. Runtime, they're saying about 4 minutes. Okay, and on ground mode, runtime should increase by 1 minute, so 5 minutes. So my next step, I'm gonna put some batteries in this guy. Thank you, Amazon. Back of the remote, you gotta take the screw out. Okay. Triple A's. Screw it back on. Let's see what happens when I hit that power button. Ooh, nice. LED. And a beep. So the battery is charged, and when the battery is fully charged, the cord turns green. So that'll show you right there that the battery is charged. Let's get the battery out of there. Snug fit. And let's plug it, or let's install it in the drone. So there's a little latch right there. Right there. I'll try to show you guys what I'm doing here. So you just pull back like so, and that should open up. Like that, okay? So the foam side goes down, and that's what the battery should look like. I got the wire coming out of the front of the cage. Now it does take some pressure to push down. It's a very snug fit. I'm gonna plug this thing in. So I plugged it in, and that's what happens. You got a blinking light on the drone. There's no switch. So let me turn on the remote. So to pair this drone, you got to go up, down, and that pairs the drone. So right now, I have it in land mode. So let's see what happens. Wow. It's just like an RC car. So with the joystick, if you go forward, it'll move forward, okay? But when you go down, there is no backwards. It just moves forward, okay? And this stick will make it turn right and left. And the up and down don't do anything, okay? That's in land mode, okay? That is so cool. So there's the turbo button. And it is definitely faster. Wow. That is so cool. Very cool. Okay, so we're gonna switch it over to the air button, or the air setting, I should say. It's all the way to the right. Okay. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna go straight up. Okay, 1 second here. I haven't done anything. I still left it in air. So let's try this again. All right, so I think what you need to do is that you need to turn the drone off, repair it, and start it up in air mode. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. Pair it up. It's in the air mode. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna go straight up. Oh wow. That looks so cool. My God, that looks so cool. Wow. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, so I'm gonna fly this in a bigger room, see what happens. And you would think that this drone would take off all funny being like that, but it takes off just fine. Okay, so one thing I do notice is it doesn't move up so fast. So you'll give it stick to move up, and it doesn't fly up so fast as other drones would. But it's not a bad thing. You just gotta learn this drone. Whoop. Try it again. To me, this is one of these drones where you have to kind of practice with it for a little bit before you actually get pretty good at flying it. Let me get that. Let's see if it hovers on carpet. But you can't easily jog back and forth. It needs a reset. So let's see if I can just reset the remote. And no, won't let you. Okay, so the drone is in land mode. Let's see if it'll hover over carpet. Pair. Okay, as you saw, I got some really shaggy carpet, and it just kind of bounces around a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use the turbo button. That's supposed to make me hover a little higher. Okay, so it doesn't like to hover over like shaggy carpet here, but it hovered good on laminate flooring. So I'm going to switch over to the air mode and fly a little more and show you guys what that looks like. And again, the only way to reset or unpower this drone is to unplug the battery pack. Okay, so I got my headgear on, and I had to recharge this thing because it died. I'm gonna fly this in the air, and then I'm going to try to sink this thing in some water, just to see if it's waterproof. I mean, the board looks like it's got some silicone around the board, but it's got a lot of exposed connections, and the battery connection is nothing special. So we'll see what happens when it's in some water. So let's give this thing a try again. So again, there's no switch. You gotta just plug it in or make the connection. And once you do that, you see a red light. Turn on the remote, up, down, and that binds the remote to the drone. And this time, I'm gonna try to use the stunt button to see if I can make a flip. So, the stunt button is the top right. And again, it's not the easiest drone to fly. It wants to pitch forward. And I have to constantly pull back on the stick. Okay, so I tried to use that stunt button, but it didn't work. Try it again. This time I'm going to use the turbo button first. Okay, so something happened there. It just shot up in the air. I don't know if that was me or the stunt button causing that. Again, not an easy flyer. It's kind of unpredictable. I'm getting kind of disappointed. I'm constantly having to pull back. So it doesn't just keep going forward. But as you see, it doesn't climb when you want it to climb. It kind of really takes a long time to get going up again. So if I leave the stick at a certain throttle and I want it to hover, it'll just start dropping. So you're constantly adjusting for flight. To me, this is not exactly a beginner drone. Heard a beep, I'm not sure what that means, but we'll keep going and see what happens. Okay, I hit the stunt button and so it's still doing the circle. I hit the trigger to the left this time, and it's now making a left circle. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna take it out of stunt. See if I can do a stunt again, stunt circle. Okay, back into Stunt. It's very unpredictable. Take it out of Stunt. Try this again. Go back into Stunt. Okay, didn't want to do the circle. Okay, so it's constantly beeping. So that's the battery really dying. I'm just gonna keep flying it and see what happens. Yeah, she's dead. Okay. So again, don't turn off the remote first. You gotta unplug this thing before you turn the remote off, because it will do its own thing. So I'm gonna charge this one more time real quick. I'm not gonna fully charge it. I just want to charge it somewhat so I can stick it in some water and see if it survives a little bit of a water test. So I'll be right back. Okay, so battery is semi-charged. I made the connection. There's no real waterproofing on the connection, so we'll see if it survives. So I got some water there, and I'm gonna put my remote in water, or the water mode selection. And the instructions don't talk about any kind of waterproofing of the battery connection or anything like that, or to have the battery a certain way when it's in water mode. So we'll give it a try. So it's still on. Okay. Oh wow, that is pretty cool. Whoa, that is crazy. Whoa, okay. Wow. Again, it kind of wants to do its own thing in the water. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, well, I think what's happening here is that the connection gets lost once it gets down to the bottom of this water here. So it's kind of doing its own thing because it doesn't have a signal. So let me try to drain some of this water out. And see if this helps. Okay, so I can kind of control what's happening here. Okay, so did it survive some water? Yes. This is more of a pool, a very shallow pool type of setting. I feel like if it drops any more than 6 inches, it kind of loses a signal and doesn't do what you want it to do. Let's see if I can reset this. put it back in fly mode. So I'm switched over to the air mode. Paired. As you can see, again, it doesn't want to climb as fast as you would like it to. Kind of struggles at that. All right, so what do I think of this HydraQuad? It looks really good. I think they did a good job on picking colors, and the shape looks pretty cool. Does it go on land? Yes, as long as the floor looks somewhat like that. Very smooth and no real cracks. But as soon as you take it on carpet, at least my experience, I have some shaggy carpet. It just it pretty much just skips around it versus hovering. And you try to use the turbo button, and it's supposed to fly a little higher or hover a little higher and help, you know, hover over maybe something a little taller, and it still did the same. So it just skipped around. The flying part, it's hard. It's very hard to fly. At least that's my opinion. You're all over the place, as you saw in the video. You're always hitting something. And it doesn't like to climb very fast. And most of the time, when you want it to climb fast, it's because you're getting close to something. And more than likely, if you're not climbing fast, you're going to hit it. So it's not the easiest thing to fly. It almost feels very underpowered. But yeah, that's what I think about the flying part of it. And as far as the water part, it's cool that it can, you know, go into some water and this thing actually still works. And it'd be cool to see this thing get thrown in a pool and actually maybe swim around and maybe actually take off and go into the air. But as soon as it starts to kind of sink down or get a weak signal, it kind of wants to do its own thing. So in my opinion, this thing is this thing's a pass. I wouldn't waste your money, especially when it's almost $50 and your flight time is, you know, basically 5 minutes or less. That doesn't give you a lot of time to actually learn how to fly this. And if you do pick up some extra batteries, well, this drone became a little more expensive. So in my opinion, this thing, you know, maybe wouldn't be so bad if it was worth $20. Then I guess I wouldn't be so picky of what it does. So, and again, that's my opinion. If you have this and you like this, good for you. But in my opinion, I would pass on this. I wouldn't get this as a gift. More than likely, the person that you're going to give it to is going to be very frustrated that he's crashing into walls, he's not being able to roll over carpet, or it's not really working in the water too well. So, well, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.